Greetings, Scoopsters. If you thought the fallout from the Founders' Day fiasco of 24 was dramatic, buckle up your pilgrim buckles, because this week in Simply the Fest, the tranquil town of Serenity Falls proved that the most explosive battles are often fought not with muskets, but with secrets, and that the most dangerous ghosts are the ones we let in the front door. We're calling this week the calm before the cornucopia, but let's be real, in Serenity Falls, calm is just a fancy word for the moment everyone takes a deep breath before plunging the knife in a little deeper. The autumn leaves are falling, the air is crisp, and the scent of pumpkin spice is thick enough to cover the stench of betrayal. Let's dive into the steaming serving of stew, shall we? Main course, a house divided, a heart torn asunder. The central, thrumming tension this week revolves around the now irreparably shattered Hawthorne Manor. Last week's revelation that patriarch Elias Hawthorne did not, in fact, perish on a humanitarian mission in the fictional Republic of Slovakia, but was instead living under an assumed identity as Arthur Finch, a lowly antiques dealer in Portsmouth, has sent shockwaves through the town's upper crust. Elias, holed up in the Gatehouse Inn, is a shell of the titan we once knew. His scenes this week were a masterclass in regret. We saw him not as the ruthless business magnate, but as a man drowning in the consequences of his own cowardice. His attempt to explain himself to his daughter, Victoria, was nothing short of heartbreaking. "I saw a path to freedom from a life I had built like a cage, and I took it," he whispered, his voice ragged. "I didn't leave you, Victoria. I left the ghost I had become." Victoria, ever the Ice Queen, remained stoic, but a single, perfect tear tracing a path down her cheek, Tuesday, 38:12, spoke volumes more than any screamed accusation could. Scoopsters, is there a path to redemption for a man who abandoned his family for a quiet life? Or is his new freedom just another, lonelier prison? The real fireworks, however, were between the Hawthorne siblings. Liam, the golden boy thrust into a role he never wanted, is grappling with the fact that his entire tenure as CEO of Hawthorne Industries has been predicated on a lie. He visited Elias, not with anger, but with a chilling, corporate coldness. "The stock price has dropped 14% since the news broke," he stated, placing a financial report on the rickety hotel table. "That is the only eulogy you'll get from me, father." Wednesday, 22:45. He's more concerned with saving the company than saving his father's soul, and it's a fascinating, if chilling, character turn. But oh, dear readers, let's talk about Benjamin. The black sheep, the artist, the sensitive soul. While Liam sees balance sheets, Benjamin sees the raw, gaping wound of abandonment. His confrontation with Elias at the town's Historical Society Gala, a brilliant setting, dripping with irony, was the scene of the week. "You are my hero," Benjamin spat, his voice trembling amidst the displays of colonial pottery. "And then you were just gone. And now you're back? For what? To see how well your broken toys have managed to glue themselves back together." Friday, 44:01. He then proceeded to knock over a meticulously arranged display of 18th-century pewter tankards, a beautifully symbolic act of destroying the fragile, curated history of the town and his family. The chemistry between these two actors is electric, a devastating dance of a son's adoration curdled into pure, unadulterated hatred. Side dish, a web of whispers at the town hall. While the Hawthorns implode, Mayor Althea Prentice is trying to use the scandal to her advantage. With the town's bicentennial planning in full swing, the scandal is a PR nightmare. But Althea, a political creature to her core, sees opportunity in the chaos. In a clandestine meeting with newspaper editor Marcus Thorne, she all but suggested he lean into the Hawthorne drama to distract from the ballooning budget for the bicentennial parade. "Let them feast on the carcass of the Hawthorne name," she purred, sipping her sherry. "It will keep them from noticing the extra zeros on their tax assessments." Monday, 15:33. Marcus, ever the conflicted moral compass, looked queasy, but the glint in his eye suggested he knows a Pulitzer Prize-worthy story when he sees one. Is Althea playing 4D chess, or is she about to burn down the entire town to keep her own seat warm? The romantic rotisserie, love on the rocks and in the bakery. The love lives of Serenity Falls are as unstable as the fault line we all pretend doesn't run under the town square. First, the sweet and savory pairing of Baker Penelope, Penny Cross, and mechanic J.X. Miller. Their relationship, once the stuff of Hallmark movies, is showing cracks under the pressure of Jax's desire to expand his garage. Penny wants stability, a family, a future built on more than torque wrenches and cupcake frosting. Their argument in her bakery, surrounded by the warm, comforting scent of rising dough, was a study in quiet devastation. "I'm kneading my future into these loaves, Jax," Penny cried, flour dusting her cheeks like tears. "And you're just tinkering with yours." Thursday, 29:17. Jax's silence was more deafening than any engine rev scoopsters. Is this a simple case of mismatched life goals? Or is Jax hiding a secret that prevents him from committing? We're leaning towards the latter. Then, there's the truly twisted triangle of Dr. Reed Sloan, his wife Eleanor, and the mysterious new history professor, Isadora Vance. Isadora, who is helping with the Bicentennial Archives, has uncovered a dark secret about the Sloan family's founding ancestors, a secret involving land theft and possibly even arson. Reed is terrified she'll go public. Eleanor, however, seems almost intrigued by Isadora. Their scenes in a university library were thick with a tension that wasn't entirely academic. The way Eleanor traced the spine of a centuries-old ledger while holding Isadora's gaze, Wed. 51:09, had more heat than a furnace. Is Eleanor playing a long game to protect her family's name, or is she forming an unholy and incredibly compelling alliance with the very woman who could destroy it?